Well, another country imposing travel restrictions is the US. President Biden has unveiled stricter COVID-19 travel rules as the US confirmed a handful of cases of the Omicron variant from coast to coast. So from today, international travellers to the US, including Americans, must take a COVID test no more than 1 day before travel, regardless of vaccination status. Well, joining me live now is Martin Alcock, who's the Director of Trade Consultancy. Many thanks for joining me here, Mr. Alcock. What does this mean for European US travel?
Morning, Alice. So, look, I think it's early days at the moment, but what we're not seeing is large numbers of cancellations from our clients, which is good news. I think on the leisure side, people are so desperate to travel. There's a lot of people who have rolled over bookings 2, 3, 4 times even, and just want to get away. So I think if they can travel, they still will, even despite the additional hassle we've just been hearing about. I think our real concern is that all of these announcements and U-turns and different countries moving in different ways, across the world, it's that uncertainty that it breeds. To be honest, right now is not in Europe, Northern Europe and the UK, not traditionally a peak booking period. But it's Boxing Day. From Boxing Day onwards, things go nuts, and travel companies kind of rely on having a strong January to provide them with that cash flow and the commitments for the year ahead. So we're really hoping that we'll see some more kind of positive news on Omicron and the severity of Omicron, and then hopefully that will lead to slightly more kind of rational, a coordinated approach from governments on the leisure side. I think it's slightly different on the business side.
Yeah, and Martin, do you think we're likely to see further restrictions put in place? In the USA, they've only just reopened to vaccinated travellers. What kind of impact do you think these new measures will have?
Well, you really have to hope not. There's messaging coming out from the World Health Organization that travel bans are ineffective, and so testing and vaccines are the more effective measures. So we hope that what we have in place at the moment will be enough. I think the problem is that you've got all of the countries acting independently. Really what we need is some kind of coordination, I think. Generally speaking, travel is highly complex at the moment. Just heard from Paul before. The testing side of things, of course, each country has its own passenger locator forms, vaccine certificate requirements, etc. So what we are definitely seeing is that these measures are pushing people back more to using travel professionals, travel agents, just because of that sort of level of complexity. On the flip side, of course, those travel agents have got to work a lot harder, because that time between making your booking and traveling, that used to be a really exciting, kind of beautiful period just before your holiday, when everyone was kind of getting into the holiday spirit. It's now just super stressful and quite sort of anxiety provoking, really. So those professionals do a great job of kind of calming those nerves, but we're hearing things like traditionally you might only need to kind of interact with a customer 1 or 2 times. Sometimes it could be 4 or 5 different touch points per booking. So those professionals really providing their worth, but it does come at a sort of enormous operational cost for them.
Yeah, a lot of hand-holding now required before anyone sort of builds up the confidence to go on holiday, it seems. Martin, really good to talk to you. Martin Alcock there, Director of Trade Consultancy.